Once upon a time, your wallet was everything. It held your identity, your savings, and your survival, folded neatly in notes and coins. But today, that wallet is slowly disappearing. Cash, the oldest form of money, is quietly fading from our lives. We swipe, tap, and scan instead, and the jingling of coins, it's being replaced by digital beeps. In this video, we're diving deep into the fall of cash, exploring how the world is moving toward a cashless society, why it's happening, who benefits, and what it means for our future freedom. It started small, a tap instead of a bill, a QR scan instead of coins. Today, over 70% of global transactions in developed countries are cashless. In some nations, you can go weeks without touching a single banknote. Sweden is a pioneer. Only 5% of transactions there involve cash. Many stores no longer even accept it. In China, apps like WeChat Pay and Alipay dominate daily life. From buying coffee to paying rent, everything's digital. Convenience drives this change. Cashless payments are fast, clean, and trackable. No more waiting for change or worrying about losing your wallet. But this shift isn't just about technology. It's about control, trust, and power. Before we imagine a world without cash, let's rewind to how it all began. Thousands of years ago, humans bartered, trading grain for cattle, salt for spices. Then came coins made of gold and silver, valuable for their metal. By the 7th century, paper money emerged in China under the Tang dynasty, a revolutionary idea that spread worldwide. Paper currency became a promise, a note representing value backed by governments and central banks. For centuries, cash was trust in your hand. It was tangible, private, and universal. But in the 21st century, that trust is moving from our hands to the cloud. The digital revolution changed how we think about money. Online banking, debit cards, and mobile payments turned money into numbers on a screen, invisible but powerful. COVID-19 accelerated this transformation. During the pandemic, people avoided cash for hygiene reasons, and businesses went contactless almost overnight. Once the shift began, it never stopped. Fintech giants like PayPal, Revolut, and Cash App made it easier than ever to send, receive, and invest without touching paper money. Even street vendors now prefer digital payments faster, safer, and automatically recorded. But this convenience comes with a cost. Privacy. Every digital transaction leaves a trail. Who you paid, when, where, and how much. That data, combined with your location, habits, and searches, paints a detailed picture of your life. Governments and corporations now have more visibility into personal finances than ever. While that helps reduce crime and tax evasion, it also raises serious questions about freedom. With cash, your spending was anonymous. With digital payments, it's traceable. Imagine a world where your wallet can be frozen with a click, where your ability to spend depends on rules set by others. In 2022, during protests in Canada, some donor accounts were frozen under emergency powers, showing just how fragile digital financial freedom can be. Cash never needed permission. Digital money does. Now, a new evolution is unfolding: central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. Unlike cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, CBDCs are fully controlled by governments. They represent national currencies in digital form, same value, but programmable. Over 130 countries are exploring or developing CBDCs. China's digital yuan is already being used in several cities. CBDCs could make payments instant and efficient, but they also grant governments unprecedented control. Imagine programmable money that expires if not spent, or restricts where you can use it. It's not sci-fi, it's being tested right now. Meanwhile, ATMs and cash infrastructure are quietly disappearing. In the UK, nearly half of ATMs have vanished in the last decade. Banks are closing branches faster than ever. For millions who rely on cash, especially the elderly rural residents and low-income workers, this shift isn't just inconvenient, it's exclusion. Cashless societies risk leaving behind those without access to technology or digital literacy. What happens when your phone dies, your internet cuts out, or your bank app crashes? In a fully cashless world, you're locked out of the economy. Globally, around 1.4 billion people remain unbanked. In developing countries, cash is still king. Digital finance can bring inclusion. Kenya's M-Pesa, for instance, transformed lives by allowing people to store and send money safely. But there's a difference between choice and force. Going cashless should empower, not exclude. Across the world, a silent war on cash is underway. Governments argue that reducing cash limits corruption and black markets. In 2016, India demonetized its 501,000 rupee notes overnight to curb unaccounted money. It caused chaos. Millions lined up outside banks for weeks. While digital payments rose, small businesses and rural workers suffered, proving how deeply society still depends on cash. In Europe, countries are capping cash payments. France limits them to 1,000 euros. The message is clear. The world wants less cash and more control. At the same time, another revolution is rising. Decentralized money. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stablecoins represent the opposite of centralization. Built on blockchain, they're transparent, borderless, and free from government control. For some, crypto is the true future of a cashless world, one that empowers individuals, not institutions. For others, it's risky, unstable, and unregulated. Still, crypto has forced governments to rethink what money really means. In many ways, crypto and CBDCs are two sides of the same coin. One gives freedom, the other control. There's another hidden cost to digital money: energy. Every digital transaction consumes power. While cash is physical, digital systems rely on massive data centers running 24/7. The future of money must also be sustainable, balancing innovation with environmental responsibility. When you spend cash, you feel it. The physical act of handing over money makes you think twice. But with digital payments, that friction disappears. Psychologists call this the pain of paying. It's weaker with digital spending because you never actually see the money leave your hand. That's why people tend to spend more when using cards or apps compared to cash. Cashless convenience can come at the cost of mindfulness. In 2021, Sweden, one of the most cashless nations, experienced a nationwide payment outage. Suddenly, people couldn't buy food, gas, or essentials. That's the hidden risk of going fully digital. When everything depends on electricity and connectivity, even small glitches can cause chaos. Cash is resilient. It doesn't crash, doesn't need Wi-Fi, and works when systems fail. In emergencies, it's often the only thing that still works. Of course, a cashless world also brings undeniable benefits. It reduces crime, simplifies taxes, and enables global commerce. For businesses, digital payments mean cleaner accounting and fewer risks of theft. And for individuals, they offer speed, convenience, and data-driven budgeting tools. The goal isn't to reject progress, it's to ensure balance. Maybe the answer isn't choosing between cash or digital, but keeping both. Hybrid economies offer flexibility: digital payments for convenience, cash for privacy and security. Japan has embraced this dual system, encouraging innovation while preserving cash as backup, because true financial freedom is about choice. In the near future, we might pay with our faces, our fingerprints, even our voices. Physical wallets could vanish completely, but the question remains: who controls this system? Will we live in a world of efficiency and equality, or one of surveillance and restriction? The future of money will test how much privacy and independence we're willing to trade for convenience. The fall of cash isn't just a financial shift, it's a cultural transformation. It's changing how we think, behave, and what we value. Money used to be something we could touch. Now it's something we trust, an invisible promise between people, companies, and governments. The question isn't whether we're entering a cashless world. We already are. The real question is, how do we make sure that world remains free, fair, and human? Thanks for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Vectorlog for more deep dives into finance, economics, and the future of money. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and never stop asking how money really works.